Shalom, 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 shalom. This is the Akazaki Yahoo, and I start off this broadcast as I do every broadcast, giving all praise, honor, and great esteem to the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say shalom, wabarukim, that's peace and blessings, and I look forward to the day that the Most High brings us back together once again. And we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under one covenant, once again.
That's right.
I'm joined by my esteemed Ak Kenanaya. Shalom, Aki.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Big Ock. You doing all right, brother?
Doing great, doing great. Glad to have you on. Glad to be back in this word once again, once again.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. So it's Yom Shishi evening, and our plan is to get back into this word and continue to break down Bereshit or Genesis uh, chapter number 10, and we are at verse number 5. So I'm going to go ahead and get the information up here. Let's see. All right. There we go. All right. So let's get right here. All right. So we are at about verse 5. All praises. All right. So last week we left off, we were going over the sons of Japhet, and we found out some pretty good information um, about who was it? We looked at Gomer
Khan.
and Javon.
Mm-hmm.
The Gomer, his people ended up in Turkey, and everywhere that we looked, it was Turkey. And Javon, his people were the Greeks, and everything that we saw about him were the Greeks, and that was pretty interesting. So, verse number 5. It says, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families, in their nations.
He was listening to the TV, bro.
All right, so first thing I wanted to have a look at here is this word isles. So by these were the isles, that is H339. Let's see what that's talking about here. And that's E, Hebrew word E.
Strong's H 339 E. E.
Yeah, so that's the only way you could pronounce it. E.
Khan,
E.
Khan.
That's my first time actually seeing that word. That's kind of interesting. I guess I hadn't thought to look at it before, but it's translated in Strong's Isles 30 times, islands 5 times, and countries 1 time, or country 1 time. Coast, island, shore, region. Habitable spot, as desired, dry land, a coast, island, country, isle, island. So these are the different places that is used, and here are the different ways that it's used. By these were the isles, isle there, island. That's in the next chapter. Well, not the next chapter, Isaiah 11 and 11.
Khan.
From the islands of the sea, isles. So basically, it's talking about a plot of land either way, whether it's an island or a different plot to understand it. So it's used quite a few different times. Looking at this, so it's interesting stuff. All right, let's go back. So Isles, and then of course Gentiles. We know the Gentiles that should be Goyim or Goy.
Strong's H 1471. Goy.
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 Yeah, we think of Goy as something not good or the other nations. And we see right here, nations 374 times, heathen 143 times, Gentile 30 times, people 11 times. So nations, people, usually for non-Hebrew people of descendants of Abraham. So sometimes our people are called Goy or Goyim, sometimes of Israel. See that there?
Mm-hmm.
A swarm of locusts or other animals. Yeah, it's got that word Goy. Goyim, nations. All right. And it's just a couple of different ways that it's used here. Genesis 5, what we're looking at now. Nations, 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 nations. Yeah, I was trying to see if it was used in a different form. Nations, 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 nation. Yeah, that's why this Bible, Blue Letter Bible, is such a great tool that allows you to really get in depth, deeper than what you could just reading the surface.
Right. We're able to actually see the in the context in which the word is being used.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that helps to better understand, especially if it gives it a different, like all of these are nation. See here is the heathen. So I will scatter you among the heathen. So when you see that heathen, that's that same word for nation, going heathen, uh, nation again, nations. Yeah, this is a common word in Israel. One of the first words you tend to learn.
Mm-hmm. And I've to be honest, like I've heard it used quite a bit by the individuals that are inhabiting the homeland now.
Yeah, the
In
Jewish
reference
people.
to everyone else. Right.
Kind, yeah, it is common vernacular in Hebrew,
Mm-hmm.
what they speak. So, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I was going to talk about too about the where I am with the alphabet. I really haven't been. I'm gonna have to work on that tomorrow because I really haven't been into it like I want to, and so I'm gonna definitely have to work on it. I plan on having at least half of it memorized by the end of next month. So I got to get busy because I'm gonna have to do some of that definitely. Um, so I definitely want to be where I said I was going to be. So that was Gentiles divided by their land. So let's see what this word for land is. Their land, 776.
Rets.
Oh yeah, okay, there it is. So that's Earth.
Strong's H 776. Eretz.
Okay.
Eretz.
Yeah, so that's like whole Earth, as opposed to part Earth, opposed to heaven, Earth inhabited, land, the dry land he called Earth or Eretz. That's in we saw that in chapter 1.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes.
I'm not sure what you have done differently, but usually like when you push the pronunciation button, I'm usually not able to hear it, but tonight I'm
Oh,
actually able to hear it.
oh yeah. I don't have the headphones in, so
Okay.
yeah. So you hear it through the speakers of the computer here.
All
So
right, gone.
yeah, so that is helpful. I was thinking of a way I could do that and still have the headphones and I don't know. I guess eventually I'll have a microphone and some headphones as well. So that'll be a benefit, and hopefully you'll still be able to hear it. And yeah, okay, that's good here. Let's go back. Okay, that was the land. Everyone after his tongue. That's an interesting word. Let's see what that word is. Lashon.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Strong's H 3956. Lashon.
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 All right. Tongue of men. Tongue literally. Literal. Tongue origin of speech. Language. Tongue of animals. Really? Of animals. Tongue of tongue of animals. Oh, so the roar, that's the tongue.
Okay.
I guess
Right.
it's look, my first animal I think of, I said roar. That's right to the lion.
Right.
Went straight to the lion. The roar, really, that's the tongue. All right. That's interesting. Let me see, what other pretty much just tongue. Let's see if it's used any other way. Tongue here, tongues. Tongue. Okay, here's one. Bay. From the bay. What? Now, that's interesting. It says in their south borders was from the shore of the sea salt, of the Salt Sea, from
So
the bay.
I'm thinking Joshua 15 is where uh Reuben and isn't that where no, actually no, that wouldn't have been where Reuben and Manasseh and the other tribe got their land on the east side of Jordan, is it?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's right. I believe that is right. Let's go to it here. Let's go to it and see. I believe you're right on that one. I was thinking that myself. Yep. And these is 10. And then was 10 was the lot of the tribes of the children of Yehuda by their families, even by the border of Edom, the wilderness of Zin, southward was the uttermost part of the south coast.
Okay.
And that south border was from the shore of the sea salt, from the bay that looked southward. So this is actually about the children of Judah,
Mm-hmm.
of Yehuda. Yeah, so this is about the Yahudim. Actually, I was thinking that when you said that, but I was thinking that same thing. Like this is probably where they got that land. But I'm guessing that must obviously that was in a different place.
Right, gone.
So
It would have
yeah,
been it
here,
would have been before 15 Joshua 15 then.
yeah, definitely, yeah, because it mentions here. Here's Reuben.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting. All right, let's go back. So we were looking at the word for. Um, I'm trying to understand how bay fits the same as. Look at this wedge.
And the only thing I can think of is it's talking about a bay would be, like right before, right by the sea. You know what I mean? So perhaps this is talking about, the tongue that was spoke in that region. You know what I mean? From the bay, uh, I don't know, cause unless that word "bay" means something else,
Yeah, that I mean it. Okay, here it is. Wedge, bay of sea, tongue shaped.
Hmm.
So I guess it means it was in the shape of what you would consider a tongue, but that is that is interesting to say the least.
Con.
Tongue I get, language I get, but bay and wedge, I'm at a loss on that one. But that's what happened when you English speaking Hebrew
Right.
who was separated from your language. So
Indeed.
yeah, we could have had Hebrew all these years and be looking at this English like, what the heck are they talking about?
Right. Right. It's like we've gotten turned around. You know what I mean
Yeah,
with this
kind,
language.
kind. Captivity is what it is. It's
Well,
captivity. That's what happens. You go into captivity and speak other people's tongues, and you come back to your stuff, and it look crazy to you sometimes.
right.
Yeah, sad, sad reality. All right, well, kind of. Let me see, and after their families, let's see what that word for family is. That should be mishpachah. Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Strong's H 4940.
See how they pronounce it.
Mispacha.
Okay, yeah.
Mispacha.
Mishpachah. Yeah, yeah. Clan, family, tribe, people, nation, species, kind. Uh, yeah. Let's see here. This thing is kind of curious. Yeah, using those various forms, that makes sense. That's one I was familiar with. Let's see. After that nations. So that nation's going to be the same as Goyim again. So, all right, well, that's good for verse 5. Verse number 6. You have anything to add on that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But just what stands out with just that, uh, the region that they're at. You know what I mean? Like they encompass. Because in that verse 4,
Uh-huh.
and this is the Isles. I always just thought it was insinuating like the islands is where their people
Con,
were. But looking at it from a deeper scope, we've
con,
got to the understanding that that's a vast land for these people.
con. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That is definitely because I think the camps try to use that word isles to mean islands to
Mm-hmm.
say that all of Japheth's people are on the islands, and that's wrong because we've
Right.
already covered that. What Gomer and Javon, the ones that they give us lineage to, it also gives us uh, places to look, and those places point us to specific land masses.
Indeed.
So, yeah,
That's why we study. All right?
that's why
That's
we
why we
study.
study.
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely why. Uh, Verse number 6, it says, "And the sons of Ham, Cush and Mizraim, and Put and Canaan." Now, surprisingly, Ham had the fewest children. He only had 4.
You're right.
Yeah, that is most interesting. Um, let's check out this. I'm just gonna look at this sons real quick. I'm sure that's Benny or Benny. Yeah, Bane. Yeah, we're familiar with that. That's part of how I use my name,
Yeah, me as
Zachariah.
well. I think I Ben Yasharala.
Mm-hmm. Son of Yashar.
Mm-hmm.
Khan, yes indeed. Let's check out Ham. Ham. I believe we looked at that before. Yeah, Ham means hot. second son of Noah, so on and so forth. Probably the territory of Amorites. Yeah, I believe we looked at Ham before, and now we get Cush for the first time. Which I don't know the order of these children. I always thought Canaan was the oldest, but I could be mistaken.
I thought it was Mizraim, then Cush, then Put, then Canaan. But I could be wrong. I think that's the order that it comes in, but
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to tell us, but we'll see. We'll continue reading here, and hopefully we'll see. So let's see how we pronounce that.
Strong's H3568. Kush.
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 Okay. Remind me of that. Reminds me of remember have you ever seen that movie Next Day Air?
Yeah.
With the dude that would play Shabu. He was
Okay,
like, yeah, when he was talking to Wood Harrison or Wood
from
Wood
from
Allen
Paid in
character.
Full, yeah.
Yeah. He said, what's your name? Gooch, not him. It wasn't Shabu. It
Gooch.
was Gooch. He was like, is it Gooch? He said Gooch. He said Gooch. And the way he said that Kush,
Right.
it kind of reminded me of that. That's where I be getting this. It's funny how one thing can trigger something else.
Strong's H3568. Kush.
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 He was like Gooch. Yeah. All right. So Kush, Ethiopians, Kush, the Ethiopians, Kush, which means black. That is a very common term to describe people. Kush means black. Wonder what the term Ethiopian means, and what is that even in? What kind of language is that?
I want to say that it's what the Latins might, I think, named them. You know what I mean?
Call them.
Or the Greeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
So we call them Kush.
Mm-hmm.
We look at them and say, Kush, them jokers black.
Right.
Look at we black too. We look at them like them jokers black.
Right.
A Benjamite mentioned only in the titles. Son of Ham, grandson, progenitors of the most location of Africa, the people descended from Kush, land occupied, descendants of Kush located. Let's skip down a little bit here. I wonder, because I know Ethiopia is there. It is. So yeah, it's that's the same word. So they put Ethiopia there, but that should be Kush in Hebrew, and India to Ethiopia. See, I wish it gave us a diagram of like where it was at. Let's take a look. Let's take a look and see if we can find it on the map.
I want to say it's historically was below. Where it's at now geographically is not where it would be the Sudan. I want to say
okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense because you know what I thought about Sudan when I saw black. I
indeed,
thought about like people in Sudan, huh?
And you're right though. Like that's a whole nother shade of the spectrum.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah. I used to work with a woman from there, and she was so dark skinned. It was like, wow. Let me show them a map of the United States. Like, what is this gonna do?
Right.
Come on, man. Oh, look at this.
Where is that at? That's Canada, isn't it?
That's Canada, yeah. It got. Is that like? Yeah, it's Kush, KUSH. They're like Kush Gregory MD. Oh man, get out of here. Maybe there's some Ethiopians that moved over here.
Right.
Or some Sudanese. Let's see. Okay, let's see what Wikipedia say. I think this computer is about to. Thankfully, I got another one in case I need it. This thing is not want to cooperate with me. It's supposed to give me a link to click to say okay. It's Wikipedia. It's not like it's gonna give me the cootie bug. Oh gosh. Okay, we'll try that at another time.
Right. Like when we're able, like I want to and maybe we can come back to it at some point, but what is what sticks out in my mind also, uh there's some literature out there that was written by the Greeks, and it was their description of what they thought the ancient Israelites looked like, and
Uh-huh.
and they are referred to as a race of Ethiopians. Now we've just
Okay.
read that what comes from Ham. We've read about Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Libya. So we know indeed that the Israelites were not from that seed. But I think it's just another comparison of the appearance of our
Con,
ancestors. You know, and not
yes, indeed.
they wouldn't have been as dark. Maybe perhaps some of them, because we know that
Yeah.
our ancestors did mix with some of these tribes, even though they were told not to.
Right.
So but these are a melanated people. Let me just say that.
Con. Yeah. So this is what I guess this is what I was trying to get to before. I was trying to find actually more of a map, but this looks like some reading here. See, land of Cush refers to ancient Egyptian realm of Cush, as mentioned in the Bible, which includes some territories now occupied by South Sudan.
Mm-hmm.
It is also the theme chosen in South Sudanese for creation of the national anthem. Read more, view complete project. So I'm thinking this is probably somebody's like literature or work or whatever that they're kind of they worked on.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's go back here. I wanted to kind of see it on a map. Is what I really want. What I really wanted. Let's see. I think here maps are. Let's see if this shows us, and not one of the United States with Kush.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Okay. This no. It's
That's
doing. I don't know why it's doing that.
you know,
It's
what happens if you put in ancient Kush?
it's Kush. Let's see. And, now here, let's do this. Let's do this. We'll zoom out of here. There we go. And let's just come over to where we. Let's just go over here, and this is South Sudan.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably talking about somewhere in this general region. Let's see if we can kind of zoom in here, see a little bit more. It's I don't know if you ever done this before, but it's miraculous to see how some of these areas when they have Google have gone over and recorded stuff and they make it available.
Right, where
And
it's you can almost get a live view.
yeah,
Yeah.
and some of the development is like wow, like they've done roads and highways, and some of them pretty interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm out of focus here because I'm not getting anything. Let me back up here. Like I lost it. Yeah, it looks like I lost it. Okay. Sometimes you can't get out of the. Messed that up. So okay, no sweat. Let me go back. There we go. Okay, yeah. So there's Sudan and there's South Sudan. I wonder. See, this says Ethiopia, but in relation, I mean, think about it in relation to what we're looking at here. It's kind of good we came to this map here because, of course, here's Mizraim,
Mm-hmm.
and like this is supposed to be Israel. It's hard to believe that Israel is that small.
Well, actually, if you go up a little bit, like, cause that's the Sinai. That's the Sinai
Under
Peninsula.
Syria,
Yeah. Well, not yeah, right under Syria, and that's yeah,
it shows Jordan right
to the
there.
left of that, cause it's actually very small. It's shaped like a triangle. A small triangle. You see that little triangle right there? That's it right there.
Oh, get out of here!
Yep.
I didn't know it was that small.
Indeed, smaller than New Jersey, but what we also have to consider also is, this is not the extent of what was promised to our forefathers. It's
Right,
it's it's a vast land that was from the Euphrates, which is over in Iraq, all the way
right.
over to the Nile, is what was allotted to our forefathers. If we were diligent in following His commandments.
Yeah. So we're gonna get some of this Arabia too. It's gonna be ours.
Indeed. Yep.
It's indeed when the time comes. So you can hardly get. Look at this.
And a lot of people will, be like, man, well, why do y'all want that desert? It's nothing there. But we also have to remember what's gonna happen when he brings us back. This
Right,
land is gonna shoot forth fertile. Rivers are gonna
right.
pop up.
Absolutely. Look at Omen. I have never seen Omen before.
Yeah. And what's interesting, like at one point, all of that was under the influence of Ethiopia. Like this was
Con.
this was part of the Ethiopian Empire from Oman all the way over to where we see Ethiopia at all in Africa.
Yeah, Con. That's interesting. That's very interesting. And this is man, I feel like this is where I need to be at,
Yeah, yeah.
I need to be in this area. I can't believe it, but this is what it is. That's like the tiniest piece of that can't be right.
Right.
I mean, that is the tiniest piece of real estate, and I think that's smaller than Arkansas.
I would think so. Because I want to say Arkansas is bigger than New Jersey, and that land that's over in Israel now is, I want to say, it's like maybe the same size as New Jersey or smaller than New Jersey.
Yeah, I was under the impression, to give you the coordinates there. I was under the impression that it was larger in the sense of like maybe from here. I knew it wasn't like like a mass like Egypt, but I thought it was like you know pretty much all of this.
Hmm. Now, what
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 is
is
that?
that? What's that right next to it, right there? Yeah, what is it? Okay, Jordan.
Oh, that's
Uh,
Jordan there, yeah. And I guess this is still Jordan.
yeah, it's still in Syria to
Still
the
Jordan.
north.
Yeah, and this would be Syria. Yeah, that's Syria. And then
Lebanon is somewhere in that area as well.
yeah, he said Lebanon is not fit to burn.
Right, right.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it looks smaller than that. Okay, like this is Lebanon, this outside part.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. Now this look a little bit more reasonable. That that looked like more like a place that you can actually live. But yeah, Jordan, I think we're gonna get that and some more of this, some of this in Arabia, because Arabia is gonna burn, and like all of this, I think majority of it is gonna burn and never be inhabited again.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna burn. I'm like even until 1,000 years, it's gonna burn if I remember correctly. Um, Here's Damascus. See, I thought Damascus was down lower south,
Yeah, I
but
thought it was further north, man.
you thought it was further north.
Yeah, I did, man.
Well, it may be more than one. Somebody else might be calling something Damascus.
Right. But I know that this is where Shaul was on his way to when he had
Kind.
his encounter with Mashiach.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I figured that was in closer to Jerusalem. That's what I was under the impression of. I didn't think he was going like. Was you think was he on his way to Greece? Or not Greece
No,
to
he was on his way to Damascus because at that time this whole area is under the Roman Empire. You
Romans.
know what I mean? These are
Right.
all Roman annexes, and Damascus was a large center at the time, and
Kind.
and still is today.
Kind. Yeah, I think now. I mean, let me see if we can see anything of it. It don't really show anything. Let's see what it shows us over here. So here's a picture. Let's see what it shows us here. Oh, that's not a bad looking spot. It just
Right.
looks like it's really filled
It's
with
like a
stuff.
oasis in the desert, man.
Yeah, kind. Let's see what this other one. Oh, okay. I like that picture. I'm sure that's a mosque.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably another one. Well, it must be nice to have your own land.
All right.
Have architecture built that's lasted for a long time.
Yeah, because these are some of the oldest cities on the earth,
Yeah,
man.
kind. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at that old stone. Some of that stuff, stone lasts for forever almost.
Mm-hmm.
Until Hamashiach come back and they
That's
burn it
right.
all up.
Right.
So that place looked like gold.
Well,
That's interesting. But we done got all the way off.
nah, but I mean, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. That's a
Oh,
that's a beautiful part of the world, man.
oh, absolutely. 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 It make you want to just, like, wow, I don't think we'd be welcome there. I don't think we'd be welcome pretty much anywhere
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
until the reproach is taken off of us.
Right.
But look, that's a nice view. They get them. Well, the drone really give you a good way to see.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it look like it's just crammed together. So I'm sure it look like that here too. From a bird's eye view.
Right. Right. Probably wasn't always like that here. You know what I mean? With America only being what, a little bit over 200 years old for the most part.
Yeah,
But this place has been inhabited for thousands of years.
yeah, kind. I mean, this is where Jacob went to hide from Esau.
Hmm.
He went to Syria, and that's where he ended up with his wives.
That's right.
Yeah,
Who he was also related to. You know.
yeah, kind. Because before the generation before him, Abraham's servant went to Syria to get his. Well, he went to. Um, it was early Chaldeans, but it ended up in basically the same area
Hmm.
because they called Laban the Syrian.
Right. 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 And
Yeah, which was
I saw, I think at word Laban, I've seen, I think it was a camp study. Well, we looked up that word, and I think it means white, Laban.
kind. Kind. Yeah, it does mean white, from what I can recall. Yes, indeed. Man, okay, that's enough. We're just gonna cut this off because we keep going.
Man.
These pictures series are not in. I
Right.
mean, these picture series are not in. They just endless pictures. Like, and this didn't even look. We need to be lit. Let's look at this. Since we over here, let's look at Israel.
Indeed. Indeed. It's gonna shoot forth. Most of that is desert. You see very little green, or green pockets. But when the people are returned, and when we're operating like a well-oiled machine, this land is gonna
Kind.
spring forth, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I don't know what that is, but man, it looked
It's not
beautiful over there.
that's not the Dome of the Rock, is it?
I don't know. I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I'm
It's
pretty.
something that I can't even begin to say.
I mean, it kind of did look like the Dome of the Rock right there.
Yeah, it looks like it's a featured place. I've been seeing, I always see people's photos when they go and visit, and I just can't imagine going to visit. I just can't imagine leaving.
Exactly. Wouldn't want to, man. And
You know,
uh, I've seen it was some brothers a few years back that went there, and you know uh I imagine I would feel similar, man, just knowing that everything that has happened, uh
right?
how we were brought here. Like, there is gonna be some anger and some resentment, man. But the brother was talking to some of the people that currently live there in the land, and he was like, this is not your land. It's like, and
Right.
we're coming back. And I imagine, something got in his spirit, man. It made him feel like that. I
Con,
I boo-hoo cried, man. Like, when I just start reflecting on where we're at now, and how we got here, man. It's it's
yeah,
it's sad, man. It's sad.
it's heartbreaking. It's
Yeah.
heartbreaking. You know, we were looking at Syria. I said, man, it must be nice to have your own land. And we are sitting in the land of our captivity. This is not for us.
Right.
This is, we was brought here in chains. Our ancestors were brought here in chains. We didn't say, hey, we heard y'all hiring.
Right. Right. Right.
One of the, I laughed because a comedian used that line. He said, Negroes didn't come over here because we heard they was hiring.
Right. Right. Well, you remember, was that around the time Kanye was talking about our ancestors chose to be slaves.
Oh, yeah, that was. The D.L. Hughley was said it, matter of fact.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, D.L. Hughley said that. He said, Negroes didn't come over here because we heard they was hiring. He didn't say Negroes. He said the other
Right,
word.
right.
Yeah. But man, this is you know, I wonder how. Look at this. They done put their stuff up here. Look at boy. Whew, that's what'll get me. You go over there now, and they got. I wish I could zoom in on this. Let me see. Maybe I can. Look like they got. This is like. Is this Latin? I can't even get in on that. I'm trying to see on this picture. Like, what is this supposed to be a picture of? Like, who is this supposed to represent?
I'm not sure. I see what you're talking about, but
Okay. Check
can't
out
get
this
a good
menorah
look
right
at
here.
it.
Can you see this menorah right here?
Yeah, con. And that is
See,
let's see. Okay, there
let me
we
go
go,
back.
right there. All right.
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Now that
Yeah,
looks
it looked
more
like.
like a Christian.
Yeah,
Must
it
be a
looked like.
cathedral or something.
But this looked like almost a black person. Almost. I can't tell. These look like white face, pale faces. Look,
Uh-huh.
freaking. It's supposed to be an angel. Look at this mess. You don't do that.
Right.
Well, whew, I promise. I promise. Yeah, I can see how you go over there and get pretty, mess around and get arrested.
Right. Right.
You know, you just be like, because it just when then you got to see all this stuff. Like you'll put yourself through that, and then to know that this is the where we supposed to be, and you come for a visit, and then when it was one of the the elder men, his wife went with some ladies, and they was recording some things and whatever the case. And when it was time to go, she was saying, well, she wanted to come on and say, well, it's time to go, but had a wonderful time and so on and so forth. But she couldn't do that because the reality of it was so heavy on her. She couldn't do nothing but cry,
Yeah, I
and
imagine.
you know what I'm saying, like. It's like her ruach knew that's where we belong,
Uh-huh.
and so it was time to leave. And she just that's what I said. The going wouldn't be bad. Going would be bad. Being there would be bad. It would be leaving.
Right.
That would be the worst. And I don't know. I mess around and try to. How can I get rid of these people?
Yeah. Yeah. But see, he's gonna clear it out for us, all right? He's gonna clear it out
God, yeah,
for us.
exactly, exactly, exactly. I mean, my goodness. It looked like a church.
I mean,
Oh
I
no.
just I,
Yeah,
I, I
it
think
is.
about what it represents, man, to be home and to dwell in safety, man, and to know that we won't be afraid and worrying about, won't have any worries, you know what I mean? Just
Kind of,
being obedient and doing his judgments and keeping his commandments.
kind of. Look at this stuff got to go. All this idolatry they done put up,
Indeed, indeed.
all that mess got to go. They got a cross. He's supposed to be angels, and then it's supposed to be that got to go. Knock that mess down, right on down.
It's gonna be dust, all right?
Kind. Yes indeed. But
That's
that menorah can
interesting
stay.
though.
So that menorah can stay.
All right, all right, and it's not the typical one I would expect to see over there.
The 9, yeah, that's the 7 branch. Yeah.
Indeed. Oh, all right,
Kind.
all right, all right.
Yeah.
We
Uh,
we gotta get back to Genesis, all right?
Oh, okay. Kind. We time this ticking, and we all in. I don't even know how we got into all that. Let me get back.
Well,
Okay, here we
we
go.
were looking for Ethiopia, the Kush
Yeah,
rappers,
yeah,
and we got to
that's
look.
what it was. We got way off. Okay, kind. So we back. All right. I forgot we live too. Um, we are at right here. The sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim. We looked at Cush. Let's get to Mizraim. We know that's what's called Egypt today. And let's see here. Land of Cots, Coxus. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
COPTS. Let's see what that says. Let's see what that means. That's interesting. I don't remember looking at that before. Look, I'm all in Jerusalem. All right. Let's get back to Google.
And you know, I'm looking at that Mizraim. I
Uh-huh.
wonder where these brothers get Kemet from. You know,
Kim, that's another, if I'm not mistaken, that's another way of variation of speech. I don't know if that's a
Coptic language or something.
yeah. I'm sure that probably derived from their. I'm thinking that probably derived from their language.
Okay.
So this is interesting. I put it in Land of COPTF. It says the Georgia Masonry of Cross. I'm trying to get back to. Let me get back to trying to get out of this map. All right, let me do this. Let me just take this out. All right, here we go. Finally making some leeway. Okay, back to Google. Let's Google Land of COPTS. Says the cops were old. I don't know about that. Maybe it may be the case. 1 5 to 20%. Okay. All right, that's what they say then. We'll let that be what it is. Let's see. Country northeast section of that land adjacent to Palestine. The Nile flows. Double straight. Inhabitants. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's pretty cut and dry. Not really a lot there. Let's see. Put. Now, if I'm not mistaken, put is put a bow. Libyan. Probably Libyans. No, that could be Libya, wouldn't it?
Right. To the west of Egypt. You know.
But Libya wanted to. Oh, okay. I guess not. Okay, I'm tripping. Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. So yeah, so Put would be Libya. Okay, all right. So that makes sense. Um, let's see if it shows us like a land foreign region, but son of Ham named ancient of the Persian tribe.
And see that's off, man.
Persian tribe. Huh. That is that's interesting. Or a Libyan tribe. Let's see what this says in Google. It gives us the land. Also also in Italy, I guess they have a place called Libya. Current Phoenicians, Greeks, Romans, Arabs, and Italians. Remember the 11 conquered Italy. What race are Libyans? Native Libyans primarily mixed Berber and Arab. That is interesting.
Yeah, I think I view it as being off, man. This is constructed by Western ideas for the most part, man, and not historically accurate.
It sure doesn't seem like it among foreign retail largest groups of citizens. Yeah, it surely doesn't seem like it because it seems like they should be the Libyans black. Black Libyans include whoever this is, and so who are these supposed to be? Let's see what this says. Let's get into that real quick here.
Mm-hmm.
Conflict replied. Okay.
And those Tuaregs stretch from East Africa all the way over to West Africa, like in that desert part of North Africa. And like they are notorious for taking the black tribes, the darker tribes into slavery in that region.
Huh. Well, interesting enough, we really don't see mention of Libyans. I mean, let's go back in the book here. So you got it right here in this place. You got it in Chronicles. All right. And then you got Jeremiah 46 and 9. Come up, ye horses, raise ye chariots, and let the mighty men come forth, the Ethiopians and the Libyans that handle the shield, and the Libyans that handle the bend of the bow. It's mentioned that they're mentioned in Ethiopia. They're mentioned in Ezekiel here as put, and Libya here again in chapter 27 and then chapter 30. They're mentioned a couple of times there. Look how it mentions them though. Let's see what we just saw here. Check this out. This is interesting. Now this is getting more interesting. What race were the Libyans? Check this out. Native Libyans were primarily mixture of what is this? Berbers, Berbers, and Arabs. So check this out. In the script, it says this is chapter 30. It says Ethiopia and Libya and Libya or Lydia and all the mingled people. So when it says that they were a mixture of Berbers and Arabs, that's kind of coinciding with what the text is saying.
Lining up with the word.
Kind. So they may have just kind of mixed themselves into those other people.
And if memory serves me correctly, these are the people that are coming against Hamashiach to do battle, I believe, in this Ezekiel. And we can read it a few different places as well.
27, 30, and then 38.
And
their name right here. I mean, it's every place that their name is mentioned. It's only these few. I mean, it's not a whole lot of times. Genesis 10. That's the chronology. Not the chronology, but the gracious. What am I trying to say?
Origin.
Yeah, basically the ancestry, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, the same thing you get with Chronicles. You get more of the ancestry
Mm-hmm.
that mentioned there, and then yeah, they mentioned and getting the business when the time comes.
Right.
Ezekiel, same thing, and then in name, Naham, not Naham. Um, how we pronounce that? Nahum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ethiopia, Egypt, where her strength, and it was infinite, put, and Lumi, Lu, Lumen,
Yeah, Lubum.
yeah, were your helper. So Ethiopia and Egypt with her strength. So whoever Nahum is talking about, apparently this is all part of it. Now that make me want to go there. Let's go to there, chapter
Yeah,
3, and
check
see
it
what
out.
that's like. What are they talking about? That's one of those. I think one of the real small books. Nahum. Here it is. What we say, chapter 3? Yeah. Okay. All right. That was verse
3 and 9, I believe.
kind. So yeah, let's go. We started one to kind of get the context here.
Con.
It, said, it says, "Woe to the bloody city." I don't know what bloody city we're talking about. We may have to go to let's go to chapter 2.
Get some context.
Yeah, see what the discussion is here. Okay. All right, let's read this here. Um, yeah, it's only 3 chapters total. It says, "He that dasheth in pieces, it comes up before your face. Keep the mullion."
Munition.
Oh my goodness, my my eyes are failing me. I guess munition. Uh, you want to read that out?
Con, I got it.
Oh
This is
yeah.
the book of Nahum, chapter 2. He that dasheth in pieces is come up before thy face. Keep the munition, watch the way. Make thy loins strong, fortify thy power mightily. For Yahweh have turned away the excellency of Yakub as excellency of Yasharal. For the emptiers have emptied them out and marred their vine branches. The shield of his mighty men is made red. The valiant men are in scarlet. The chariots shall be with flaming torches in the day of his preparation, and the fir trees shall be terribly shaken. The chariots shall rage in the streets. They shall justle one against another in the broad ways. They shall seem like torches. They shall run like the lightnings. He shall recount his worthiness, or Slakia. He shall recount his worthies. They shall stumble in their walk. They shall make haste to the wall thereof, and the defense shall be prepared. The gate of the rivers shall be opened, and the palace shall be dissolved, and Hazab shall be led away captive. She shall be brought up, and her maids shall lead her, as with the voice of doves, tabering upon their breast. But
Okay.
Nineveh, what is that? Nineveh, yeah,
Okay.
Nineveh is of old. So yeah, we got the city now, like Nineveh, is of
Okay,
the
Nineveh.
old. Yeah, that's I forget
It's,
exactly where it's located at. I know that we've
I think
read about
it's
that city before.
yeah. Is that the same? Let me see. I'm googling here. I wonder is that the same Nineveh as says the city in Iraq.
Uh-huh.
So that's
Babylon.
Babylon. Yeah, yeah. Nineveh was an ancient, it's an Assyrian city of Upper Mesopotamia, located in the outskirts of Mosul in modern day northern Iraq. Is located on the east bank of the Tigris River and was the capital of the large city of Neo-Assyria Empire,
Okay.
as well as the largest city in the world for several decades.
And
So I would
this is where Jonah was sent to warn the
Khan.
people. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That this is the same Nineveh that Jonah was tried to avoid. Yeah, they repented and was
Right, right.
spared. Khan. Okay, okay, all right. Well, is that what we're talking about? Chapter 3?
Uh, I'm not sure, but I believe "Woe to the Bloody City" is speaking about that same Nineveh.
Khan. Okay, okay. Well, that was good. We got what we were looking for, that context. So read on down chapter 1, chapter 3 here, if you don't mind.
Khan. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The noise of the whip, and the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifted up both and bright sword and the glittering spear. And there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon their corpses. Wow. So,
That's crazy.
this is a lot of death. A
A lot of murder.
lot of death.
Yeah. Yes,
Yep.
indeed.
Verse 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. It's reminding me of Revelation, you know.
Khan. Yes, indeed. Calling them a hoarder because of a multitude of whoredoms.
Mm-hmm.
My
Con.
goodness.
Verse 5, behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh Sabaoth, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a grazing stock. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Babylon is falling.
Khan. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That
Verse
is
9. I'm sorry, verse 8.
hey, Khan.
Art thou better than Populus? No, that was situate among the rivers that had the waters round about it, whose rampart was the sea, and her wall was from the sea. Ethiopia and Egypt were her strength, and it was infinite. Put and Lubim were thy helpers, yet was she carried away. She went into captivity. Her young children also were dashed in pieces at the top of all the streets, and they cast lots for her honorable men, and all her great men were bound in chains.
Oh my gracious. They went into captivity.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like us.
Right, right, right.
Phew,
That's what I was thinking about.
my goodness.
Verse 11, thou also shalt be drunken, thou shalt be hid, thou also shalt seek strength because of the enemy. All thy strongholds shall be like fig trees with the first striped figs. It If they be shaken, they shall even fall into the mouths of the eater. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. The gates of thy land shall be set wide open unto thine enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars.
Kyle, we can stop right there. I was just well, we got the text there that it was talking about Nineveh, um, trying to put that in context with what we were seeing about put here being the helper. So apparently, from what this is saying, Ethiopia, Egypt, and put and uh, Lubim were pretty important parts of Nineveh.
Con.
And so they were, I guess, destroyed, sent into captivity, and a whole bunch of killing went on. I guess after they repented, and then they must have went off again, and Most High just delivered them to, wow, that is something else. All right, so, and I wonder, is that, I mean, you think about that area. You think about that area now. I mean, it is. I mean, it's been a war there for so long,
Indeed.
and it's pretty much. I mean, it's
in ruins.
It's not nice. It's not a nice looking place. I was over there, and the most memorable thing that I can recall was the desert.
City under the sand.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, all right. Of course, and then Canaan. So we know Canaan. That's the ones that we spent all that time fighting and killing and almost eradicating. Not all of them. We didn't get all of them. They are one of our ancient enemies.
Indeed.
And all of a sudden, we showed up and they start losing land. Bear sheep. They mentioned a lot of times the bear sheep here. A whole lot of times the bear sheep. Exodus, Leviticus. It's like it goes on all the way through Zephaniah. So let me just see here, curiously. Look, they gave them, oh no, that's previous.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Right. I thought that was the previous word though, but that was probably close to the same. But they used that for Canaan 89 times, merchant 3 times, traffic 1 time, and then traffics 1 time. So that's interesting. West of Jordan, that's of course Israel, conquered by the Israelites under Joshua, merchant, trader, and okay, all right. So the sons of Cush, Seba.
You know, I'm not sure.
Seba.
I mean, it looked like Seba, but Seba.
Seba. That's how you say it.
Seba.
Strong's H 5434. Seva.
All right. Seba, drink you, son of Cush. Palestine's perhaps Ethiopia. You know, I always thought, since I've understood that Ham only had 4 children, that they probably have the smallest. They're probably the smallest in number of all the people on the earth, because everybody else had a lot more children. Japheth had a lot more children.
Indeed.
And so did Shem.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of sons, you know.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, see, they only mentioned They mentioned once in Isaiah, once in Psalms. Shall offer gifts. Seba, Ethiopia and Seba for you. Oh, I gave Egypt for a ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for you. See, it is ironic because Esau has a Sabia, the daughter of the Queen of Sheba. I'm thinking Sheba.
Okay, Sheba. Right.
That's a different word, though, isn't it?
Indeed, it has a SH.
Okay. So that's okay. So that's I was confusing those two. Okay, cool. So let's go back and
there it is right there. Like it's the second from the last son.
oh, Seba, yeah, Sheba.
Yep.
Let's get to that one real quick. So this is one of Cush's sons. Seba, 7 or an oath, son of Joktan, descendant of Seth. When we looked at Joktan, he had a bunch of Arabs. Son of Ramoth, grandson of Cush, descendant of Ham, son of Jokshan, son of Abraham of and then they duplicated name, a nation in southern Arabia. That's Savior. That's one of Esau's children as well. I thought, I say that it doesn't say that on here, but we'll see. We'll have to get to that. Let's skip down a bit here. I know we kind of skipped into this one. Let's see how many times it's used here. I'll kind of speed through this sometime. 23 times. Okay.
I'd like to see which exact will the Queen of Sheba, like we were speaking about, like
I wonder if we're gonna see that. We'll see. We should see that in here. Joktan, we got Seba, yeah. Oh, down.
The next one. No, up.
Same thing. Yeah, Queen of Seba. Heard of the fame of Solomon. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. She heard the fame. She brought him a bunch of gold from Arabia. Matter of fact, she brought him 606 and 66 talents of gold. Queen of Sheba gave to Solomon. Matter of fact, it's that next verse 11. Says she gave kings 120 pieces of gold and spices of a very great store and precious stones. There came so much of abundance of spices as which the Queen of Sheba gave to Solomon. I want to say in that next verse. Oh, here's 13. And King Solomon gave the Queen of Sheba all the desire whatsoever she asked. Besides that, Solomon gave her royal boundaries. So she turned and went into her own country and her servants. See what she's mentioned. And the sons of Cush. Oh, snap. This is the same one. Oh, no, this is I'm tripping. This is
Sheba.
Man, yeah, but this is they all run right together.
Right.
The sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and that's what we're looking at right now. And then Sheba and Dedan. See, Dedan is a city in Arabia.
And that's it's funny that you mentioned that, because if you look at all of Havilah, Sabaka, like all of these are, I want to say, in southern Arabia. You remember we were looking at what's that place we were looking at on the other side? Odom. It's like right there at the end of Saudi Arabia. You got those two countries.
Oh, at the bottom.
Right at the bottom of Saudi Arabia. What was that we was looking at? Hold on, I got a map right here too.
Yeah, I think we were. Let me see.
Oman. I'm sorry, Oman. We were looking at Oman, Yemen, Well, we didn't look at Yemen, but see, that's where these people are geographically located at.
Con. Yeah, yes indeed.
And I like I said, in antiquity, like all of this was considered like an Ethiopian empire. You know,
Yeah.
even in the times of when Islam began to become prominent, this
Right.
was still an Ethiopian empire. Uh, I want to say that well, Muhammad. I'm not gonna say that he came from like one of these people because but it's interesting because it said I was reading something where Muhammad had 10 uncle. Well, he had an uncle who had 10 sons, and they were all black as night, is what the
Huh.
description was given. So this land is a black land, not really what we see today. But I mean,
Con.
what you experienced when you was over there? Like, did you see any like people that you could say like look like so-called African American, like so-called Negro?
Nah, I just saw some. I saw some. They brought some migrant workers in,
Uh-huh.
and then they brought some. Like they had taken captive some Iraqis, and they were very small people, with short in stature, small. Uh, sun kissed pretty good, but they had that straight hair, and pretty.
So not really Negro, but just
Nah,
dark skin.
well,
Got you.
yeah, dark Indians almost, but
Okay.
not quite what you would think of Indians. Like from India, not like that. But
Mm.
I mean, they had a kind of distinctive look to them,
Like
but
Somalian or something.
not like that. No, that's that. Somalians look like a different type of Negro. Like
Mhm.
they were all real skinny. These guys were kind of like the people you see on TV when they have the Arabs.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, kind of like that, but they had more of the straight hair. Like on TV, they portrayed with more curly hair, but
Mhm.
they had straight hair over there, real thick mustaches, or I didn't really see any beards. I can't remember seeing one with a beard, and maybe because we was on an army base, they told them to shave, but we didn't shave. I mean, I wasn't like this, but I had let mine had grown pretty good. And I got fussed at because when we came home, they wanted us to shave. While we was over there, they let us grow your beard, but came home, they wanted us to shave, and I didn't shave mine, so they fussed.
Right.
But that'd be all right.
Right.
That was funny anyway. Um, so yeah, that's interesting. We skipped down Seba Havilah, I think was next. Yeah. We skipped to Sheba because those look similar.
And I want to say it's a city as well, or it
Yeah.
says a district in Arabia. Uh, definition B.
Oh, kind, yeah. Yeah. It's part of Eden. See, it's amazing. It all just runs together, like from one to the next. Was probably the Grecian. I don't know what that is.
I'm
Colon.
not sure. Caucus.
Okay. Okay. Caucasus. Okay. In northeast corner of Asia Minor, near the Caspian Sea. So that's Turkey. We know that's Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
We've studied enough to know that.
Right.
So Jack 10, Kush, and Jack 10. Jack 10. Uh, Man, it is so much. I mean, it is so much information in here just to a district in Jactinian Arabs. So apparently Jactin had he named the place Togomar.
And it looked like the Edomites did as well.
Yeah, I have a lot. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I,
it's
Yeah, because it says Amalekites and of the Amalekites.
Oh yeah, the Amalekites. Yeah, it probably. Yeah, but they were in the same area.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Joktan, he would have went to Arabia, and Ishmael went to Arabia, and Esau went to Arabia. So they was all in that area.
Mingling. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, just back and forth. Let me go back. We go back to the map here, and just to see that is a huge. Actually, that's a really huge area of land there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost
Back in
um,
back in the States right there with that map.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna move it over. It's almost comical that I don't want to say comical, but it's ironic that they got this huge plot of land. I mean, look at it compared to, definitely compared to Israel,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a huge plot of land. Like we should have had this whole. Well, I'm not gonna say we should have, but he could have given us all of this. Yeah, Oman and Yemen. Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. And then United Arab Emirates is there. Qatar. I went to Qatar here, so I was here. I flew over. I don't think I stopped in Baghdad. I may did. I can't remember. That was so long ago. But I was in a place called Talil, which is, I want to say southern. But we saw snow. I saw snow when I was there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I was there for 11 months
And see, my
and 3
father,
weeks.
yeah, my father was stationed in Bahrain, on and off for from 2001 up until the invasion of 2003.
Okay,
He was in the Navy.
okay, okay. So yeah, he was probably. You said Bahrain.
Yep, Bahrain right there in between Kuwait and Qatar.
Okay, kind of.
And
Okay.
he would always come back with just these, like, it was fake gold, but like he'd
Oh
have like a lot of necklaces and rings, and I'd be
yeah.
like, man, where you get that from? He's like, man, I had a dude make it for me over. Like,
He probably was right in this water right here.
yeah, yeah,
I'm guessing right in the Persian Gulf.
yeah.
So um, but it's just think about that though. If this was, and this is supposed to be a Kodesh land because, not because of this. I mean, we can
Right,
X that, but
right.
it's Kodesh because the Sinai is here,
Now,
and
where exactly is that? Can we find it on there?
that's interesting. Let me see. Let's ask Google here. Let's open up another page. I'm gonna ask Google.
And our ancestors were camping, throughout that land, right? Like during the 40 years, right?
Um, yeah, Khan. Yes, indeed.
They pitch camp here, then they pick up and move and pitch camp somewhere else, and just kind of continually just going back and forth to these camps.
Right, right. It is. Where's Mount Sinai? And well,
Okay.
this is saying Egypt. This not.
Yeah.
That's not. It's not Egypt though. We was out of Egypt. It was over where is what we get. Is what we did. Exodus 20.
Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
so we was well beyond Egypt. Mount Sinai is called Mount of Moses. Um, South Central Sinai Peninsula, Southern Sinai. Where is that's not right. It's not Egypt.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if you look at the Sinai Peninsula, right? It's
Okay.
like it borders northern Arabia. It's south of the Israel, and
Okay.
borders, and Saudi Arabia is the southern border But I'm not sure because I'm looking at a
Oh,
map as well at the crib, man, and
okay.
I don't see where it says Mount Sinai on it though. But
You see,
you know,
you see this South
okay,
Sinai,
con.
brother? So when I click right here, like this is what it's showing in Sinai,
Okay,
or it says Southern Sinai. So where's Northern Sinai?
good question. Yeah.
I guess it's that block. Let's see what this one is. What's this? Beersheba. Oh, that's Israel. So what is this? So okay, there's Northern Sinai. So this is Northern and Southern Sinai. So is this where we was at? I was thinking it was closer over here on this side. I mean, like more in the line of Arabia.
Hmm.
So this is the code. This is called. Okay, that's interesting. If that's right, I don't know if that's 100%.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
I'm
thinking
not certain either.
if that's the case.
Don't they when we have people that go over to visit Israel, like isn't that like one of the trips to go to like Mount Sinai?
I'm sure. I'm sure it's got to be. You know, or what they say it is. I mean, who
Right.
knows? This thing could be so flipped around.
Indeed,
You
indeed, man.
know, so I mean, I'm sure the people there should know. I mean, of course, what they've been told, but
But like you said, we know that this is a Kodesh place. You know what I mean? Like
right,
wherever it is.
yeah, because that's where the Most High came down to, to deliver the commandments to us.
Indeed.
So yeah, but that's what I was trying to take a look at on the map there. But let's go forward here. Um, so we looked at Havilah, and then Sephthah.
Sabta.
Let's see what
Sabta.
Sephthah. Um, Sephthah. It's only used one time, so this must be the only place it is. So they was not one time, but just mentioned in genealogy. They're not
Right.
mentioned anywhere else. So either they were absorbed by probably one of their brothers, or I don't know, because it's only mentioned these two times in the whole book. So
It
that's
just trips
interesting.
me out because Kush, we
Right,
know it's Ethiopia, but it's not. What we're reading is that where their land is at is not in Africa. Like, well, you know what? Let me take that back because there is no so-called Middle East, and this
right,
region is still, in fact, and I say Africa, and we know that that's not the name,
right,
uh,
right,
uh,
right,
of that place, but
right. I was under the impression initially that like this is Libya, and then Egypt was here, Libya was here, but where would Cush this where would Cush be?
right.
Well, not Cush be, but I was under the impression that Cush was in that same general area, but this might have been Cush here,
Hmm.
and then Cush just expanded.
And went
You know,
east. Oh yeah, went east to Yemen
yeah.
and all of that.
Well, you got the Red Sea right there, so they would have been separating them. So you had Mizraim said, "Okay, this is my border. We brothers, but you stay over there." And so this is me. And he like, well, I'm taking this, and I got this over here,
Hmm.
and this is me too. Nobody over here to, we the first. So it's all, just spread as far as you want. Looking at the number of children he had, the joker had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, um, and the sons of Ramah. Okay, so now we're getting into the children of the children. This is the grandchildren of Cush. So he spread pretty good. I mean, he didn't take it light. He was busy.
Indeed, indeed.
Much more than his father. Um, so let's see. We looked at Ramah. Or which one was that? Septa.
Yeah,
Then
that's that.
we didn't look at Ramah. Let's look at Ramah here and just kind of see what they horsemane. That's interesting. Son of Cush, father of Sibah and Dedan, a home of traders. A home of traders. That's interesting. Well, I wouldn't want to be down with them.
Right.
So
Well,
they only mentioned.
I'm thinking traders, not meaning like turncoats, but traders like in more merchants. More
Merchants. Okay, I got
yeah.
you. I got you. Okay. Okay, I got you. Yeah, because I thought traders was in like turncoat. Yeah, Benedict Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they mentioned here in the genealogy, Chronicles and Bereshit 10, and then it's mentioned one time here, the merchants of Sheba and Ramah. They were your merchants and occupied the fairs of the chiefs of the spices and precious stones and gold.
Mm-hmm.
So they're only mentioned in that one other place. So I'm thinking that they probably were absorbed, and I wish I could find something to prove it. I'm thinking that they probably were absorbed with Cush. So they're probably um, with well, I mean they are part of Cush.
Right.
So they're
But some
they're
of those
probably
other brothers are like the
yeah.
more prominent or
Well, I think I mean they are pretty much Ethiopia,
exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
So yeah. And so then we get and then this one, I don't even know how to say this. Septeka?
Septeka. Septeka.
Septeka. Okay. Septeka. All right. Striking. Fifth son of Cush. Let's go down. Um, yeah, not too many. I think just the genealogy. That's it. Yep, here in Chronicles. That's it. No other mention of them. So they would definitely absorb. Had to been in Cush.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they are part of Cush, but
Right.
they didn't separate themselves as part of like we see Sheba and Havilah and as being a part of Esau and uh, those ones. So we looked at Seba already. Let's check out Dedan here. Low Country, grandson of Cush, son of Joktan, a grandson of Keturah, a place in southern Arabia. Okay, so it's mentioned a few times in Ezekiel, a couple times in Yirmiyah, and in the genealogy. Yeah, say by Dadan, merchants of Tarshish with young lions. Man, that is. You know, I honestly have thought about what if, everybody that caused us so much harm, what if they weren't, what if they wouldn't have made it, if Japhet would have been gone,
Mm-hmm.
and then, I mean, you got rid of Japhet and got rid of Ham. It just left Shem and Noah. And, we'd probably be in a whole different world.
Indeed, it'd be definitely a different story, man. But
Yes.
especially like when considering Ham and that
Mm-hmm.
lineage, because you know, uh, that's the Girgajites and the Hittites, or not Hivites, like
Yeah.
these people that he tells us not to intermingle in with, right?
Right. Right.
Uh, because they're mightier people than you. These are descendants of Ham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then that's where the Giants came out through Ham's line.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even Japheth, Japheth, the one that took us in his last one. That's where the Greeks and the Romans come from. You get rid of the Greeks and the Romans, and you got, it's like, man, imagine life without no Greeks, no Romans, nobody's up north. It's just, Shem will still do his thing normal. It's just nobody up north to come down and ever bother us. So, but no Ethiopians, no Babylonians,
Right.
no none of them to, uh, I know Babylon was that was Nebuchadnezzar, and then what was the other? Nebuchadnezzar was the first. After him was Medo and Persia. Did
Correct.
they come from?
I want to say we read about that yesterday, or not yesterday, but last week, because I was thinking the Persians were. I was thinking that they were from Shem, but we read last week that they were actually from Japhet.
Jeff. Okay.
Yeah,
See,
they were from Japhet, and they were actually from Turkey. You know, yeah,
Okay.
they spread out that way.
Yeah. So you get rid of Japhet, and they're gone. So you got the Babylonians to contend with. You got Nimrod's group here, which we're getting into Nimrod right now. Cush begot Nimrod,
And
which
last
is,
week I said that I said Nimrod was a son of Canaan, but he's a son of Cush. I knew it was
Khan.
Ham, but
Yeah, Khan. His name means rebellion,
mm-hmm.
the valiant. Um, he's mentioned in Chronicles and in Micah. Like, man, what the? Oh, they just okay. Chronicles, of course, is the
Lineage. Yeah.
yeah, and then that's the word I was looking for earlier was genealogy.
Okay.
Yeah, show waste of Syria, the food of the sword, and the land of Nimrod. So it's mentioned his land, referring back to him. He was the first ruler, really, after the flood, which is interesting in itself. It's funny he's mentioned past that, but it's just his land because he was he was so early on.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, so that's Nimrod. Uh, he began to be a mighty one. Mighty one. That was like a I think I've seen this word.
Yeah, I'm
Strong's H 1368.
the boy.
Get bored.
Gibor.
Get bored. And the form just below that. Get bored. Get bored.
Gibor. Okay. Strong, mighty, strong man, brave man, mighty man. See, I was under the impression that they were calling him a when they said mighty one, he began to be a mighty one. I was under the impression that they were like referring to him as a quote unquote God.
Uh-huh.
That's
Or
what that
what is it? Or that had some type of angelic heritage or lineage or something like that.
yeah, because he was because of his basically because of his rulership, like kind of like Pharaoh. You know how
Uh-huh.
Pharaoh was a god on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Most High told Moses, "I made you a god unto Pharaoh,
Right.
and Aaron will be your prophet."
Gone.
Yeah, so he took it away from him. So I wonder why he was thought of it so brave. I mean, it's Of course, the earth is being spread now, but it's not a whole lot of people.
Right. But he's pretty much
He's the
and,
top guy.
yeah, and we read in the next couple of verses, what he does, like, he pretty much builds a city
Uh,
and ruler of it, and
yeah, he was a mighty hunter. So mighty. Let's see what that word is. Same word.
yep.
Okay. And then hunter. Let's see what that is.
Zaid.
Strong's H 6718. Sayid.
Say it.
Sayid.
Okay. Okay. Saeed. Yeah, I know a cat named Saeed from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Hunt game. Yeah, I think Quab said that he was a hunter of men.
That's funny because when I saw that, I'm thinking, we're supposed to be fisher of men.
Con.
This cat was a hunter. I automatically thought that when I just read that.
Yeah, he was a mighty hunter before Yahuwah. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like what was he hunting? He was hunting men. I don't know how you get that from this verse though. I mean, it's mentioned as him hunting. Let's see what maybe Hunter tells us something. What is this word?
Strong's H
Saeed. That's what we just looked at,
6718.
right?
Yeah, it was
Sayid.
Oh, okay.
Sayid.
I'm tripping. But I wonder how we get. Let's see. Maybe we can get in the context a bit and see hunt, game, hunter, provision, food supply. Yeah, I don't see anything about men. Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. That's strange. I would think venison would be deer, and it's got venison as hunter. That doesn't make sense. I wonder about this stuff sometimes, honestly.
Yes,
You know,
it's like sometimes the folks drop the ball and like somebody got tired. Somebody got
yeah,
tired.
like they just like they just jumbled it.
Right.
Like how you got venison as hunter? It doesn't make sense. I guess. Okay. Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his, and then this word would be like what he hunted. So
Prey or
okay, that
something
kind of
like.
makes sense then.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. So I guess Hebrew is complicated, to because we so ingrained in English.
Mm-hmm.
I need to learn some other language. I mean, abundantly, and really understand it because right now, look, it's got it again right here. Venison here, venison here. It's ironic because the word hunt is right here. Hunt for venison.
So it's like venison is definitely some type of animal, but why is it used as that word for Nimrod being a
Right,
hunter?
for hunt. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times here. And back here is back to hunting, which makes sense. But I guess venison to hunt venison, I don't know. Too bad yada yada not on here. Maybe he can consult his expert Hebrew, his well studied Hebrew wife,
Right.
and maybe she can help us understand that. Or somebody could help us with that one. That would be great because I'm lost on that one. Uh, let's see, verse 10. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. We know Babel means confusion and or mix. Babylon, Babylon, confusion by mixing. Well, confusion by mixing. That's interesting. Babylon, ancient site, capital Babylon, modern statue of Euphrates. It's all through the book from all the way to Revelation. From Bereshit to Revelation. All right. Babel and okay.
Let's see. Eret, Akkad.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
It means long. Erect.
Right, right.
Sorry. That's so cheesy.
Right.
A city 40 miles northwest of towards Babylon, on top of the left bank of Euphrates River. Who knows? Left bank Euphrates, 40 miles. Do they even count miles over there? I mean, what? How did we? We talked about a day's journey. We didn't even measure by like
This or actual foot distance,
yeah, like miles or even kilometers or anything like that. Like it's a day's journey.
Uh-huh. Half
You
half
walk
day
through.
journey. Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, and I think of that. I don't know if that's real. I think of that as you walking probably slow because it's hot, and the sun beating down, and your animals are probably tired. So you not. I don't think they was galloping on the horses. Like
Nah.
yeah, they was walking, literally walking. So that's the only place this is mentioned here. That city, Cod, or whatever you call it. Let's see what this Akkad is.
And this is where the Akkadians would have came from.
Khan, okay. Subtile city in northern Babylon, district around it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only places mentioned, 10 and 10. Okay. So I think the same thing here. Fortress of
Don't say it.
Anu.
Well, it's another one of those deities from
Oh, that word ANU?
yeah.
Oh shit. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
I read a book, and he had allegedly, well, in the book he had two sons,
Uh-huh.
and they were all. Well, you ever heard of the Anunnaki?
It seemed like it almost. I don't recall what it is, but seemed like I have heard it before.
Yeah,
But I can't.
Anunnaki were from another planet, and
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
yeah,
Like the
and
Nephilim? Like they
they,
were they mentioned along the lines of the Nephilim?
well, it's before they were the people who the Nephilim came from. In
Okay.
in this in this
Okay. That's it.
Mesopotamian chronicle or story.
That's it. Okay. Okay. That's where I heard it from then.
Well, he's
Yeah.
the king of those people. So I guess you wouldn't be off by saying it, but
I got you. I got
yeah.
you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was like, I couldn't place it, but when you said that, yeah, that make it. I have heard that that those were and then it came the Nephilim.
Mm-hmm.
So with the fallen, which that's not accurate either.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that when we were at that portion earlier before the flood, that if Malachim wanted women, there would be no women for man. A woman wouldn't look at a man like, I
And
ain't
and
fooling with
and,
you.
and be drawn to him for protection, for
Yeah,
anything. You know what I mean?
yeah. If a Malachim could be with a woman, there's no reason that a woman would want to be with a human. Why would you want a human if you
It's
could be with a
going
Malachim?
backwards. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
going backwards. I just
yeah.
want to know that.
Because
Okay.
we're lower than they are.
Right.
So, they have in their abilities and their everything about them would be way better than we are.
Yeah. A woman wouldn't have been drawn to man. They would have been looking for a fallen one to.
Right, right. And they know it's the following, and they would love them. They wouldn't. They would have hundreds and thousands of wives,
Right.
and they can handle it.
Right.
They can handle every bit of it, and we'd be extinct because everything would be Nephilim if that was the case. But that's not the case.
Right. That's a good point. I
Kind,
never actually thought about that.
absolutely. I mean,
Like, but
just think about their abilities, to move and to, they're not like, I mean, they're on a different level than we are.
indeed, indeed.
Kind, kind. All right.
Had a different purpose.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I don't even think. I mean, I don't even think they would have been made in the same manner. Like they would have had that, anything there, like any male parts or
I'm
female parts.
I'm gonna tell you though. I used to think of them. At one point, I thought that all of them were just men.
Yeah.
Then I thought, okay, well maybe they, like you're saying, like maybe they were non-sex, but like we can read in Ezekiel, it
Uh-huh.
talks about a female angel, and I forget exactly where it's addressed at, but one of them was a female. So actually, let me pull that, see if I can grab that real quick,
Okay.
just so.
That's what the sex of a female. That's interesting.
Yeah.
The verses between. There's Nineveh again, and the same is a great city. Man, that is crazy. Yeah, we're about to get into the lineage of Mizraim, Ludum, Anamim.
Okay, and I said Ezekiel. It's actually I think it's Zechariah chapter 5. Let me pull it. Oh, no, I don't think that's it. I think that just kind of suggests Zechariah 5, 5 and 9.
5 and 9.
Yeah, Khan. Then lift up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came out two women, and the wind was in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lifted up the ephod between the earth and the heaven. So
Hmm.
I, I don't know. I don't. Maybe that's a stretch, but see what I read was actually
Yes.
it was talking about a female angel, and I think it's in Ezekiel, man.
No, that's pretty interesting too. I mean, right there. I wonder if I can get Strong's on this thing here. explore, study, read, red letter, cross-reference. No, don't have it. Okay, I was hoping I had some Strongs in here, but I don't have it. Huh. That's interesting. 5 and 9. Okay, so we'll come back to verse 12 or verse 13. We'll come back to verse 13. Let's go to Strong's on that. Zechariah 5. And what was that? 29?
Ezekiel 5 and 9. Or were you talking about Genesis?
No, 5 and 9. You're right. I just want to see what that woman is. Lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came out 2 women. I'll show you what this word for 2 is here.
Strong's H 8147. Shenayim.
Shenayim. That's interesting. Shenayim. Okay. Women. Woman, wife. Yep, that's the same word for Isha. That's what we looked at last week or the other week. I saw that. That's interesting, huh? Wind in their wings. Wing border. Is this the same word for this is the same word for fringes.
Okay, so maybe maybe.
It says borders, but yeah, I think that's the same.
Strong's H 3671. Kanaf.
Huh. Corners, ears, feathers, sword. That's interesting. That is really interesting. Man, I wonder what. That's interesting. That's interesting. Let me see one more thing here. What was that? That other resource was Bible Hub. Yeah, I forgot. Let's check out the parallel on that. Not parallel, but the that is interesting. Zechariah. Five and 9. Come on. Five and 9. Okay. Oh shoot! I switched it to 9. I meant to get chapter verse.
Right.
I didn't mean to do that. 5. I'm tripping. That's what I wanted. All right. Now it rolls my eyes. Said that wings were like a dove.
Or a
That is
stork,
it's
wasn't it? Yeah.
a stork. Oh yeah, like a stork. Yeah. Um, I think a stork. I think storks eat like a pelican.
Mm-hmm.
Sweetie best. Okay, kind of. Let's get back to is that's interesting. That's interesting. Very interesting. All right. Yeah, we're gonna have to put a pin in this here pretty quick.
That's
Let's
what I'm thinking.
do yeah. Pick this up tomorrow. Uh where will we well, we're about to go into the children of Mizraim. So we'll pick it up at 13 tomorrow. Yeah, we went into quite a bit. I mean, that map was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I have before, but kind of looking at those areas and even the modern stuff that they're showing pictures of now. That's very, very, very interesting. And where I want to be is right here. And look at here. I want to check out some of these pictures that they got on Congo. Wow, look at that.
I mean, that's beautiful.
That is absolutely beautiful. My allergies will probably go crazy though. All that green.
Right.
All that
Uh,
green.
you know, there was a picture that was taken of and it was I want to say it was either French or German. It was whatever Europeans colonized like that part of the continent.
Uh-huh.
But what stood out, uh, it was a celebration that was going on, and
Uh-huh.
the picture said "New Moon celebration." So,
Wow.
these were our people. You know what I mean?
God. That's interesting. Alligator, crocodiles up there.
Oh wow!
It's a lot to be mindful of, though. Man, is that first one? Is it the one we just saw? Yeah, that's the one we just saw. They don't have near as many pictures here as they got of. I think we could still be looking at pictures of what we were looking at before Syria.
Uh huh.
I mean, them pictures were nonstop. It was just like this, is like 5 or 6 pictures right here.
But I don't think they want us knowing that
Hmm.
how beautiful the continent is.
Con. And look, there's snow right here.
No, wow. They don't think of I never really associated snow with Africa, man. Like,
Right. Exactly. That's crazy. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll pick it up tomorrow at about 1 o'clock. And man, it was a good study. We got into some good stuff, and had a good time. I had a good time. I'm thankful to have my icon with me, and we were able to get into this text. We only got through a few verses, but we were able to make some pretty good connections and edify and learn some good stuff. So, man, I'm thankful. I'm just thankful for another
Hallelujah.
lesson. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So we'll pick up again tomorrow, and I'm gonna end this as I always end it by giving all praise, honor, and great esteem to the Most High Power, Yahuwah, in the name of the Messiah, Bahashem Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. Once again, shalom, wabarukim, peace and blessings to all of you. And again, I look so forward to the Most High bringing us together again and making us 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under one covenant, under Him once again. And we'll catch you next time tomorrow.
That's right. Let's
right.
endure. Let's endure, family. Mishpachah.
Do it to the end. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, I
Shalom,
catch
shalom,
you tomorrow.
Michael.
All right.
Catch you tomorrow,
Shalom.
y'all willing.
No doubt.
All right, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.